Dudes Like Us. Feels like it's been forever.
It has been.
It has been forever. Yeah. 2 weeks.
2 weeks, 3 weeks.
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the final podcast of November.
It is.
2022 is just freakingly passing by quick.
It's just a gnat's ass away from being over, and it went fast.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, we got one more month.
Unbelievable.
We had all kinds of plans.
Yeah.
We never did them.
We never did them. Bunch of losers.
That's the story of dudes like us, right there.
Yes.
No, you know what? We
Plans
need to
that we
change
don't ever make.
I think that's typical though, not for just for us. I think it's the dudes like us. Period.
Yeah, everybody gets together with friends and they talk about how fun it would be to go to Cancun together or go on a cruise together.
Happy post Thanksgiving.
They
Dudes
don't
Like Us. I'm Sean,
I am Paul.
I'm Jeff.
and we have special guest
I'm Cash.
Cash.
There
Cash.
you go.
Johnny Cash.
He's
Yeah,
going to
let's
make it
go with
rain
Cash.
later.
Yeah. We got a little audio there. Maybe it's
we go.
got the. Maybe it's designed to have that cracking noise. Maybe it's supposed to sound like a record player.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounded like the old phonograph.
Rustic.
Anyways, there's we haven't had a podcast in what 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while. So we brought Scott in. Scott's been wanting to come in. Scott works for we're not going to say what company he works for, but Scott does work in the
Yeah.
He does
we-
work.
we only
he's a
bring-
consultant in
Yeah, we only bring people on the podcast that are employed, just so you know.
You got to have a job
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah,
Gotta
so
have a job.
you made the cut. Congratulations. And happy to have you, man. Welcome to the
Thank
show
you.
here.
Yeah, well, I've been bragging about the dudes like us trying to get the our local folks that I work with involved in it and just kind of listening to it. And, we'll pull Scott in and people will probably listen to it be like, God bless. Listen to this guy.
Who is this guy? What does he do?
What is this guy doing?
They haven't gotten
Right.
over listening to you.
Oh,
so.
well, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
So, there's
But
that.
never going to get over that. Scott, you may want to move. You do need to move a little closer. We need a little low end on your voice, Mr. Producer. All right.
You
Well,
don't think I have enough low end on that?
No.
There you go.
There you go. So we've got Russell Tenure. We picked Paul's not drinking this week again. So we've
Taking the week off.
he's taking a week off. So
Liver
he's,
cleanse.
Yeah, he's gonna have a little liver purge.
Liver cleanse and digestive reparation. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Were you
Yeah. I'm
bleeding
not going to
from
get
your
into
asshole
any
or
details
something?
of that. Yeah, no.
He's out his belly
No.
button.
The last time you did a liver a real liver cleanse, you had shared that you drank like very salty water and
No, that was for my colonoscopy.
was that for your colonoscopy? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you
See,
mentioned-
when you
No,
have, you
they-
get to have this at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So you should
I'm not
schedule
looking forward
that.
to
You should schedule that as soon as you can because the new way. I think, or at least my doctor. I could recommend my doctor. She was very good.
Very soft chinned.
No, So
Wow.
you don't drink the gallon of water. Like
Yeah, it's pills now.
yeah, it's pills. You still drink water, and you have to take, I think, 8 or 12 pills.
You doing that gesture where you're
Taking pills?
oh that's what you were doing.
Yes, taking pills.
Whatever.
And then about an hour and a half later, 2 hours later,
It starts, things start flowing.
Things start gurgling.
Yeah, that's the worst part of the whole experience, is just that part.
I'm kind of looking forward to it. Did you lose weight?
No, I mean, you will for that day because you cleanse your entire digestive tract.
There's those not the colonoscopies, but how about a colon cleansing? I mean, I heard colon cleansing is supposed to be healthy for you, where
Like an all natural.
they take that
cleansing.
bladder and they puff up your colon and out comes all
like
this stuff that's been stored in there since you were 5.
Like an enema?
Yeah, like an enema. You go in there and it's like you got like crayons that came out from the early 70s that you ate as a
Piece of
kid that got
gum.
stuck. A piece of gum.
So what else
know.
would come out in your enema?
Maybe a
John?
Matchbox car. I don't know.
A penny?
Huh, interesting.
Well, you have to be careful when you get the colonoscopy. They tell you to take probiotics because you wipe everything out.
Oh yeah.
So you clean.
You get sick, right?
Yeah, they said. Yeah, at least mine did. I don't know if yours did. They said take a probiotic for the next month
Huh.
and replace everything that you just wiped out.
Interesting.
I don't think mine did that. Mine
Mine
doesn't
said
care
that.
about me
All right.
at all.
Well,
I
I have
don't
to throw
think
in a
they-
plug on that. Did you go do Color Guard?
Butt plug. What'd you say?
It's Color Guard. Color Guard.
Oh, is that the probiotic?
No, that's just a thing where you do.
So you take a sample of your
you
shit.
get a sample, yeah, and you put in a bucket. You send it to them, and
It's
they
a-
check it out,
a
and there's
stool
no
sample,
There you
Jeff.
go.
That's for cancer, though, isn't it?
No,
I don't know.
no, that's for
Well, colon cancer, right?
no, it's for colonoscopy. Instead of having that, you can have this done, and they can tell you if you need to have a colonoscopy.
Well, some of the dudes like us out there haven't had insurance for decades, and I'm one of those guys. I haven't had insurance for decades. I've gone to the doctor when I needed to go to the doctor. I just paid cash, and it's worked out successfully
with your
so far.
advanced age.
Yeah, now that I'm at a point where I
Things
need
are going
to
sideways.
take, there are these thresholds in life where you it's going to be too expensive. I have to have blood work. I got to have the old butt finger
It adds
wave.
up. It
And,
adds
you
up.
know,
Well, yeah,
quick.
yeah.
but no, the colonoscopy is the big deal, and so that kicks in this year. I'm not looking forward to it, but I am at the same time. I've had gastrointestinal issues for an extended period.
Well, they're going to look for polyps,
Yeah.
and then they test them to see if they're cancerous.
I love how we open podcasts with colonoscopy.
Yeah.
And this is like the fourth. I think this is the fourth time we've opened a podcast.
It's so shitty.
Talking
I don't even
about-
know how.
yeah,
you
talking
talked
about our
your
shit.
Talked
And,
about your
and
liver
here it is. We
cleanse.
have a lava lamp in front of us that just got turned
Yeah.
in, so the wax isn't quite melted down, and it kind of looks like an intestine.
It
Yeah.
does. It does.
A piece of papa.
Busy week in the news this week, guys.
Yeah.
Well, just the past couple weeks.
well, do you want to what did you guys do for Thanksgiving? Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was
you
long.
went to Houston and
Went to
hung out with
Houston.
family, right?
When did you leave? Last
I left.
Monday?
I left. We always leave on Thanksgiving Day because
Oh,
it's
all right.
usually there's no traffic, and that apparently everybody was thinking the same thing we were. Because 45 was crazy clogged up. It
Really?
was crazy. Yeah, I was really surprised.
Everyone
On
moving,
Thanksgiving Day.
Thanksgiving Day.
Wow.
everyone
Yeah.
going south.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, but yeah, we just hung with family, and I actually visited my brother in his new place out in the country over by the mill. Remember the mill that we
Did
Oh.
you visit, did
the
you visit the mill?
cedar mill?
Did you
you
visit
visit?
the mill? See,
I didn't visit the mill, but
No?
I visited his little land there. It's kind of
Did you get a little
strange.
game plan or size up a way for us to procure some wood to continue our?
I didn't, but that would be an easy enough thing to do.
Yeah.
I don't have to be down there for that. But
That sounds like a lot of fun. So for those
Yeah.
dudes like us out there that don't know what the hell we're talking about, dudes like us invested in a CNC machine so that we could come up with products to make and
Yeah.
sell to you folks out there that are our listeners and are interested in woodwork. And if you have a specialty that you want to do, just email us at dudeslikeus@gmail.com. That's totally not it.
I
But
don't
that's
know.
totally not it.
I don't know what our. I think it's dudes.like.us. I don't even know. There's no 2020. I think.
yeah.
At
We should
Gmail.
probably look that up.
Yeah.
But you know what
extremely
else
long.
you can do is just check us out on the iTunes, the Spotify. I think there's ways that you can leave messages through there, isn't
I know
there?
you can on Apple. You can leave
Apple?
a review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need a review. I want a review. I
We
want to
have
read it.
one.
We do?
5 stars.
Oh,
See, there we
nice.
go.
Yes.
100% 5 stars.
How much did you pay him?
I don't even know who left it.
It was me.
Yeah, well, I paid Scott.
Yeah, well, we're on Instagram as well. You can always DM us through there as well. We're on Instagram and Facebook.
Yep, we got a
It'd be the
Facebook
easiest
page,
way.
Dudes Like Us, Instagram, Dudes Like Us.
That'd be
And
fun.
we had a dudeslikeus.us, but it just,
It went away.
it just kind of phased out because it really didn't serve a great purpose. I mean,
Yeah.
we were just kind of thinking we would. So you had a good Thanksgiving, and Jeff had you had a full family up here.
I did. We had about 15 people over, friends and family.
Oh, wow.
Ate about 2 o'clock. I smoked. My wife.
Whoa, did you have a bong out here?
I did. I smoked some weed.
Oh.
No, my wife cooked a full turkey with the stuffing inside in the oven. Then I smoked a turkey breast. I smoked the ham.
Inside of a duck, which was inside of a turkey.
That was a turducken. No.
Oh.
But my problem was.
Have you ever had one of those?
I haven't. I
Yes.
wanted.
I have not
Yes.
had one. All right, sorry, Jeff.
Anyway, my smoker decided to go on the fritz
Oh.
when I started it because I don't know why the thermostat got out of whack and I set my temperature for 250 or 245 or whatever it was,
No.
and it went way over 300, and it was
Wow.
smoking everywhere, and I was like, "What the?"
This is
fuck?
your Green Mountain, right?
No.
Oh, the
Yeah,
smoker.
it is. It's Green Mountain Grill
Okay.
smoker, and so I was like, "Shit." So I turned it off, and I pulled everything out. I had to let it cool. I pulled everything out, and then there was some ash that was built up in there, so I vacuumed all that out, just in case that was part of the problem. And then I put it back on, but it was like an hour and a half process, so I was behind.
You must have been distraught.
I was pissed off.
I know.
Basically, until we ate.
Because you're like a smoking expert.
It pissed me off because everyone's like, "When are we eating? When are we eating?"
When it's ready.
I was like,
You sucker.
It's going to be dinner.
You pulled out some canned meat.
"Yeah, yeah." I pulled out some canned chicken,
Yeah.
a whole canned chicken.
Oh, gross.
Some of those dudes like us that don't know, we had a dudes like us outing over at Paul's house where we had a mission. We went to the Kroger and we bought canned meats.
So gross.
Anything. It turned out to be gross, but we wanted spam. We wanted to buy it. We wanted to sample it. We wanted to figure it out, and that's what we're referring to. That was
I'm still on the hunt
There was
for
a one
the,
and
the
done.
canned clams.
It
Was,
was
the oysters.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't,
the oysters,
I
that's
didn't
what
do
it
that.
was.
I didn't do that.
I had one, and that was.
I
was
ate a few.
enough. It was
Very
disgusting.
interesting farts.
But everything was so off the chart salty that it was difficult to get down.
Yeah, the saltiest thing was the beef. I don't even know what dehydrated beef
Right.
sheets or whatever they were.
It's one of those moments, Scott, when you say, "Oh my God, this tastes like shit. Try this."
Yeah.
No.
This is horrible.
yeah.
Here you go.
Yes.
God, this is the worst thing I've ever tasted. You gotta try this.
All right, let me give this a shot. Yeah, it was wretched.
Yeah, so we had a good time.
It was a
you know,
one and done.
It all worked out. Meal it worked out, and it was good. And watched football game. Watched both football games.
We all three got cancer. We don't know it yet, though.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, from
That
canned meat.
colonoscopy, they're going to pull an oyster out.
Yeah, you could be like, what the
Whoa.
hell is this?
Someone's been eating canned meat.
Oh, shit. But yeah, it was good. Went late in the night till about 9:30, 10 o'clock.
The games were good too. They were good games this week.
Cowboys was a blowout, wasn't it? Who the hell they play?
My Vikings.
No, Giants. They played
Giants.
The Giants, yeah. Oh, we beat both the Vikings and the Giants, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Giants. The Giants.
And
the
the
Giants.
Detroit game ended up being, I think, better than I expected.
I think that's
Yeah,
the
it was.
one.
I thought the Detroits were going to get stomped, and that was not the case.
Who'd they play?
Man, we suck. Our
The
memory
Buffalo
is horrible.
Bills. They played.
And they beat the Bills.
Did they beat them?
Yes, they beat the Bills.
Well, they covered the spread. That's all I care about.
Oh, Mr. Gambler.
Stop it.
Really? Huh. Is this a new addiction we haven't heard about?
No. I was riding on the coattails of my son, who.
And you're like, oh.
Now I'll tell you what; those boys have an addiction.
Oh, they do.
I don't know if Dawson does, but you
They
know.
all do.
Stephen has because I've talked to him about it, and he's like, I've stopped. He goes, he does some free stuff, and he does a little bit, but
I don't know.
That's it, Preston. Next thing you know, you're going to be sucking some dude's dick around a corner to fucking pay off that bill.
Great.
With just horrible stuff. Scott, what'd you end up doing?
Oh, we had a big barbecue, so we had on the big smoker. We had the Turducken.
Did you really?
Where was it at?
It's at my brother's house out at the ranch.
Okay.
And
is
you
this-
don't. And there's a dumb question. You don't buy it that way. You literally prepare it.
No, you buy it that way.
Oh, you do.
yeah, you can buy them at Kroger.
Really?
Turduckens?
Turduckens, yes.
Now, how many people?
Is it special order,
So
I'm assuming?
everybody
No, they're in the
buys it that way.
frozen.
Nobody
Oh,
ever
they're there
like.
all the time?
I've seen them there.
I never knew that.
Well,
I've
it's
never
usually
seen them.
it's seasonal, so they're usually only there around Thanksgiving and around Christmas.
Well, yeah, I know I've seen them there.
Are they huge?
Not as big as you think.
No, it's actually smaller than a turkey.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
But I thought
Noted.
it's a duck in a chicken in a turkey.
Yeah, it is. But when they do it, it basically shrinks
Do
the
they?
turkey down. They basically take some of the inside of it out.
Yeah,
Oh,
don't they take
okay.
some of the bones out to
Yeah.
kind of?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
oh, well, that makes sense. They spatchcock it.
You just wanted to say spatchcock,
I did.
and they don't spatchcock it.
It would make sense, though.
No, they clear out the inside and shove the stuff in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, how'd it turn out?
Oh, they're amazing. But we have Brian, who's our chef, who's also a French trained chef.
well, walk us through the the ranch and what you guys have out there for our dudes like us guys that happen to be out in McKinney, Texas, that want to come through and get a good barbecue plate.
Yeah, at the barbecue shack out in McKinney by Myers Park. We have a whole full butchery. Basically, we do all the Wagyu, Thule, Black Angus,
Wow.
Murray Grey cows. So you can basically come out there and say, I want this cow and this is how I want it cut up. And then they also have the barbecue shack in front of that where it's already cooked and prepared. And As I tell everybody, it's the best barbecue you'd ever have.
Jeff and I went out there. and
So hold on.
Jeff had his small plate, and I ordered the left side of the menu.
You had
I
4
bet.
plates. I had 1 plate. He had 4.
You're saying you could have the cow cut up however you want. You're saying like a whole cow.
A whole cow.
All right. Okay.
So can you
Except,
I just want one
and we
piece.
learned this while we were there. You can cut up the whole cow, except the vagina.
Oh yeah.
Well,
They
Uh,
discarded the vagina.
That's when the question went to the butcher. What do you do with the vagina? And he just
Yeah.
stared at you.
Well, seriously. I mean, why? Look, they use bull balls, scrotum.
Well, didn't you
for-
find a story about using the vagina and you
Oh,
sent it to us?
Scott or
Yeah.
Cash, he found that little. It was a delicacy. It was a little sandwich.
Yeah, I thought it was vanilla flavoring. No.
Oh, no, that's the beaver's ass.
Oh, my bad.
Well, you know what? It seems feasible that you have a pouch in
Oh,
a
God.
cow.
Oh God, just stop.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like I mean,
We're not talking about bovine vages.
look, they use the intestines
They use
of
the
a cow
intestines, the
to.
tongue.
I mean, shit goes through that. That's worse than that goes through the vagina. Good lord! And they use the intestines for sheathing for sausages.
And chitlins when you have pigs, right?
Yeah.
And their one
Summer
big thing
sausage.
that they're making right now is all the bull tongue, which is the bull's tongue made
Yeah.
into beef jerky.
And
I
God
mean,
knows
why
where
would
the
they
bull
use the
tongue's
vagina?
been.
I just don't get it.
Right?
Is
There's
it
got to be
bacteria?
something. There's got to be something where it's just not edible. Maybe it's just a big hunk of gristle.
Oh, maybe like kind of like pork
Cartilage.
It's
grinds.
like real chewy.
Well, there you go. Instead of
Just
pork
deep
grinds,
fry
you can
it.
call
Maybe
it
yeah,
pussy
maybe
grinds.
it's dry and hard.
God.
Poor
Twat
bulls.
grind.
Poor bulls. What they have to deal with. It's all dry and hard.
Oh my God! Well,
Yes.
you know what? We need to. I want to find out. It's on the bucket list. That's how.
You want to try it?
No,
Really?
I don't want to try it. I just want knowledge. I want to know what the cow vagina is good for,
They-
other than
it's-
getting a penis by a bull.
I think it's just getting ground up and turned into fertilizer, probably.
Or hamburger.
Hamburger meat, yeah.
Or maybe that's what they put in hot dogs.
Maybe that's the pink slime.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm-
and chicken
I'm going-
nuggets.
No,
I'm
and
going with
hamburger.
beef hot dogs. They say lips and assholes. They didn't say where the lips came from.
I think
right?
that's what McDonald's use. McDonald's probably gets
What? I'm
the
just
the
saying.
chicken
It's terrible.
the cow vaginas, and they use that in the that little pink goo they use.
The McRib.
The McRib.
Ooh, that
Great.
McRib is good though. All right, sorry, continue. So you had Thanksgiving, and it was a big old jamboree, lots of family.
We have lots of family, lots of friends, and just everybody. Basically, and that's what we've always done on Thanksgiving is anybody that doesn't have somewhere to go, everybody's invited.
God,
So we have people that show up from, we start at like 11.
out
and
on the
we'll-
ranch.
Yeah. And we'll have snacks, and then we'll go out and shoot. Usually we'll go out and shoot skeet, have a big skeet shooting. But this year we had a little bit of
It was raining, right?
moisture coming
Yeah.
down, so
yeah.
it was a little hard to go pull out the shotguns and shoot a skeet. But we usually have a big skeet shooting
Oh, that's
tournament.
fun.
But
That's a
Well,
lot of fun.
I had a dudes like us shitty moment for my Thanksgiving. I woke up with just in a shitty ass mood.
And a boner.
Yeah, I did, man. I had a boner for anger. I don't know what the deal was, but it's kind of long story short. I stayed home. My wife went over to her parents' house. The kids went over there, and my daughter Emily and I stayed home. I was just like, I'm not,
Did you cook a turkey for the two of you?
You know what? I from the Kentucky, not the farms. What do they call it? The farm. Not Kentucky,
Oh,
the
Kennedy
the
sausage.
Kennedy farms. I warmed up that ham.
Nice.
So it was a big old ham I warmed up, and
You were by yourself?
well, no, Emily was there, but she was in her room. She was kind of like to herself. So yeah, I was by myself. Dude. Look, man, I know I could have come over here. I didn't even ask Jeff because I know he was said, Sean, come over, shut the fuck up and come over.
Right.
But I didn't. I had so much negativity inside me.
You didn't want to
I
spew
didn't
that
want
on
to
people.
queer anything up anywhere else, and I just knew that. So I didn't know what was going on either. So it was some inner shit. So dudes like us go through that every now and then, and
Yeah, sure.
it's okay.
We all get hormonal.
You get a little PMS.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal was, man. I was sincerely in a bad mood, and I was just like, I was mad. I felt angry.
It happens.
I know what it was. I don't want to bring it up now as a therapy kind of thing. Part of it is stemmed from, there's always a struggle that some dudes may go through when you're trying to select which parent to go to for Christmas and
Oh, yeah.
Thanksgiving.
All sorts
do
of
I go to my
drama.
parents' house? Do we go to
Yep.
my wife's parents' house? Well, traditionally we go to my wife's parents' house, which is fine. It's more conducive because they've got a place for everyone to sit, and it's a big house. my parents' house is it's not. So, they get kind of left out, and I think that made me bitter this year.
Why
for
don't
some
they? Why
reason.
don't you do it over at your house? Invite
We're going to
everyone
be
over.
doing Christmas at our house this year, and that is a good idea. And in fact, we've done that in the past, and they have shown up.
That way everyone's included.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it puts it on you guys, but still.
Well,
There's a reason, guys, why they say the holidays are tough because it's
Yeah.
this kind of stuff, family drama.
people Lord.
People getting together that don't normally get together. They start
Oh.
talking politics.
Oh man,
Yeah.
they
what
drink a little
happens?
too much. They say some things they
Yep.
shouldn't say.
They get into altercations.
Well, I tell you what, we had a lot of folks here. Politics didn't come up once.
Good.
So, in other words, you have to buy everybody Christmas presents.
Right, right, and unfortunately, and I forgot because
That's because I wasn't here.
That's true. I was going to try to stoke and poke the bear a little bit because I bought a bottle of Trump wine.
Oh, there you go.
And I completely forgot I had it, and it's still up on top of my fridge. I never pulled it out.
Totally would have
who
whipped
in
that
your-
out.
Who in your family is an anti-Trumper?
Julie's parents.
Oh man,
Oh.
hardcore.
And
I had a
Andrew and her husband were
unfriend
there.
Julie's dad. I think I've friended him back on Facebook. It was just he was antagonistic. He was one of those guys that would just poke. It just it's like you go on social media and you got these people that just they can't use social media for what it's supposed to be for.
Right. They
It's
use
just it's things that happen in life. You take pictures, you put it on there.
Sure.
It's just they need to have a separate app for
People
political bashing,
Spewing their opinions about things.
and hate.
It's called
just
Twitter.
like, well, it's nonstop
every single one of them.
derogatory things
Right.
about both sides.
Right.
You got Trump haters and you have Biden haters, and they're just it's ugly.
I'm telling you,
And,
social media is evil.
That's why I pretty much, for the most part, I dropped Facebook in 2015. That's where I was like, I've had enough.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
it's
get on
ramped-
Facebook
I never
it's
even really
ramped-
got on it.
And it's ramped up. I never was really on it, but I'd get on it because I'd want to see what some
Sure.
friends back home were doing. And it got to the point where I was just like, I'm done. I'm done with seeing this bullshit. No one changes anybody's mind
No.
on social
As a matter of fact, all
Well-
you do is cement their mind.
Yeah, in
Correct,
fact, when
correct.
you get like social platforms like Twitter, and then you have a corrupt executive board of Twitter that is slanted to the left,
Oh yeah,
that
censoring.
decides
and
to
this and that.
censor different people that speak their mind, and they come up with their version of the truth, which incidentally turns out to be the truth, referring to like COVID, for example, like ivermectin doesn't work, like hydrochloroquine doesn't work.
Right.
Come on, people have said that, and they get
Well,
banned.
they're all getting reinstated now.
Yeah, well, they are, and then
Yeah, but there are still doctors that are they're
there are people that
pursuing.
lost their jobs.
Yeah,
you
they're
got nurses that lost their
What do
jobs.
it's not called disbarred. What do you call it when a doctor loses their license? Well, I guess it's the same thing as disbarred or whatever. But no,
Malpractice or
No, not malpractice.
it's the same concept. But anyway, yeah, they are still pursuing
disenfranchised.
revoking licenses
Pulling their
for
license.
No,
yeah.
it's big out in California. I know
still
California
pursuing
governor
Yeah.
was either going to pass a law or passed a law that makes it illegal for doctors to not badmouth COVID, but not speak their version of what COVID is.
I find that troublesome.
To tell lies.
And like Joe Rogan had a few podcasts where they had those doctors that were very seasoned and knowledgeable in their field,
Yeah.
and they got beat to hell. Oh, you're spreading misinformation.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
You
They
know, and
weren't.
It
In
I
ends up
retrospect,
being
they
true.
weren't.
It ends up being true.
somehow I got onto an article about ivermectin. Ivermectin, right? Ivermectin.
Ivermectin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I got on an article about that, and I remember all the things coming together about people saying, "Oh my God, you're going to take a horse dewormer."
Correct,
You know what the truth is though? Ivermectin has been used as an anti-parasite
Yep.
drug on humans since the 70s.
Yep.
And what they
I
did
think it was even
when-
before that.
But even before that, my sister's a pharmacist,
Yep.
and when that first came out, she was like going, "We've been using this."
forever.
Since the mosquito
so here-
epidemic.
But here's what's
Or the-
interesting, right? So
Yeah.
then suddenly the vaccines come out, and for the vaccines to clear emergency use, it says in the fine print of it being an emergency use vaccine, there can be no alternatives. That's the only reason. That's the only way you can get the emergency authorization. There can be no
So
alternative.
that's why they downplay.
That's why they downed it.
It suddenly dawned on me. I was like, well, that makes sense now. And that's why they're hammering the doctors and hammering the hospitals and
beating everybody up, and you can't say anything about it.
And it's because there can be no alternatives, period. And they let people die.
Oh my God! It was.
They let people die.
I don't know if we want to steer this
to pursue
podcast in this direction, but I mean,
so I'll say one other thing though. So then people were like, oh, the whole horse dewormer thing, and it's because people who were desperate to save loved ones went because veterinarians also have ivermectin.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what do you call it when it's balanced? It's not articulated.
Well, it's a stronger dose.
Yeah, it's not balanced for humans. It's meant for animals, right?
yeah.
But they were desperate. So then you have the people who all they do is look at Twitter and CNN and they go, oh my God, ivermectin is a horse dewormer. It's so lies, crazy. Anyway, I didn't want me to get us on that.
Well, that's when, you can go to the feed store, you get it from that, but you go to the pharmacy and it's a whole different medication.
Right.
That's actually, it's directed to humans. It's
Right.
not made.
Right. Formulated is the word I was looking for.
Formulated.
Right.
Formulated
Right.
for humans versus formulated for animals.
Yeah,
But
the
anyway,
animals they get like a suppository
But
version.
my point is saying that, though, you would find somebody on Twitter, right? We were talking about Twitter and social media,
yeah,
just dogging on, conservatives and saying, really, you're dumb enough to take a horse dewormer.
oh,
They're being lied to.
Yeah.
totally. The
And
CNN
they're
was
the
the
ignorant
proponent
ones.
My
of that.
answer would have been yes, I am.
They're the ignorant ones in this scenario,
I know,
right?
but they will not admit it.
They would never
They
admit it.
still fight that argument.
Well, they still don't even know. Like what I just shared, how many people know that?
Not the libs. Not
Well,
the
they have
Twitterites.
schools. They currently have schools right now that are making it a prerequisite to have the COVID
Oh, yeah.
before you
vaccine.
can go back to school.
The vaccine, yeah.
That's bullshit.
What, like
Oh, yeah.
public school or college?
You know what? I don't recall which one it was. I want to say it was public. I want to say it was a state-funded school.
No.
So people who are fighting the whole COVID vaccine, they're saying if they are able to put that into the regular children's vaccine schedule and mandates and stuff like that, it's game over. Like you'll never get it out of there. Like people who have complained about all sorts of vaccines, right? Not
Well,
just
you
COVID.
get well, yeah.
Once
you
you get it into the kids program or whatever that is, and for the CDC
well,
and
it
stuff,
is. You got to have like with the chicken pox, the MMR.
and then those pharmaceutical companies are set for life, and you can't get them out. Like the vaccine will be there forever.
Right. Well, we've all had those. Not the COVID one, but we've all had the. Well, I know I have growing up.
Right? No, I have.
So
I did not have the chicken pox one though. I've already had chicken pox.
I got the shingles vaccine fairly recently.
They said old people are supposed to get that.
Yeah, my brother got it, and he was miserable.
Yeah.
And so I would just get my regular physical, and she was like, "Do you want the shingles vaccine?" And normally I would say, "Hell no, you're not putting." But I was like, you know what? My brother got shingles and regretted not having the shingles vaccine. So
See,
I did
it puts a bad it puts a bad taste in your mouth about vaccines.
In general,
and it
yeah.
shouldn't, because it's not a vaccine. They actually changed the definition of a vaccine to accommodate
the
the
mRNA.
spiked vaccine.
Yeah,
There's
the
a difference
mRNA
between
style.
this COVID thing and the polio vaccine, the MMR, the chicken pox vaccine, and probably the shingles. Right?
Yeah.
It's wholly different. It's still experimental.
The mRNA.
Yeah, the mRNA, and I'll give it another 5-10 years before I potentially take it, because there's going to be a point
Dude.
where we're old.
They've been trying to get it to work. They've been working on mRNA vaccine, trying it to get it to work for 15 years.
I
Well,
know.
as a
For 20 years.
whole, I think the United States, the world, essentially is they're opting out on the virus or
They're
the
fighting back.
vaccine. Well, they're fighting back,
everything.
but they're simply just not taking it because they're having to dispose of millions and
Vials,
millions
yeah.
of these vials to
Oh
get
yeah,
rid
the
of them.
boosters. Yeah, you talking about the boosters? Even if you've gotten
Yeah, well,
vaccinated,
the boosters
now
too,
there's
yeah.
4 boosters, 5 boosters. You
Oh,
remember
that's
when
ridiculous.
they said, "Well, to be fully vaccinated, you've got to have the 3rd booster." Like it wasn't even good enough to have the first or
Or
second.
2.
Well, it's because of the variants. They have to play catch up.
Yeah.
That's
All
what
right, well,
it is.
let's backtrack a little bit. So, I mean, we're talking about the social media. We're talking about Twitter, and we're talking about how Twitter was shutting down folks for talking about certain things that
Anymore.
were actually true,
Yeah.
And
I saw a story today
And Elon Musk to the rescue.
where Elon Musk came out and said that yes, Twitter did interfere with the election.
Yeah, he sent a tweet
and
out.
he has proof.
Yeah, apparently he has proof.
He has proof, and
Oh, we already know that.
well,
that is
we
not-
all assume we don't
we
know
all
anything.
assumed.
You know?
We think we're right. The
But
libs
they're-
think they're right.
That's a
He's
good
saying
point.
that
That's
he's
a good
going to
point.
put it out there, and the Biden administration is losing their mind to the point where what is that bitch at White House secretary, press secretary's name? Corinne.
Wow. No name calling.
Saint
Sean.
Donut
Jean-
bumping
Jean-Pierre
whore.
or something like that.
Yeah, we don't name call on this show.
Whatever.
That's-
She's a fucking clown.
She's an idiot.
She's
but they-
awful.
She is not very good.
No, she's horrible.
But you know, you know that Twitter that they had to have something to do with the election because basically they were shutting down all the anything
dude.
Republican, they were shutting it down.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, just saying for that, they did sway the election
Yeah,
because they
if-
were shutting down anything that
if
had
you
to
have a
do
voice,
with
they-
Republicans.
And made it obvious.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
we're going
apparently,
to bar you.
well, apparently there's proof. I don't know. It's probably internal communication
Absolutely.
amongst the Twitter execs and workers that probably said we need to do this to whatever sway this
Right.
election.
I mean, Elon was walking through the building of the headquarters, and he's rummaging through the different
Closet.
offices
Closet.
and
That's
comes
awesome.
across his closet
He's opening up
and
various
finds
file
a couple
cabinets.
hundred T-shirts that says hashtag Stay Woke.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whatever, man. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I hope the best for it. I hope that these things become unveiled. You got lots of things that are on the cusp of being unveiled. You've got the Arizona governor race
The Maricopa.
that
Yeah, what's the latest
is-
on that? I haven't heard anything.
That's
well-
been certified, and she has not conceded.
She's not conceded. In fact, she is suing because there are so many anomalies that she's kind of like, no, this is bullshit.
I mean, what's crazy about that is the person she was running against was in charge of elections.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tell me how
How-
that works.
Yeah.
And there's video footage of her in an election room.
oh, were they scissoring?
Oh, no.
Yeah, they were just scissoring.
You're kidding me.
No, she was in there in like a ballot counting room.
Now that's what I would want to watch.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it's the missing black bags again.
Oh, insane.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on, and then you got Herschel Walker that they're on the cusp of trying to figure this out. I mean, what the fuck, man? They can't figure the.
Well, the
Well,
Herschel
no, they
Walker
haven't
one, that's a runoff.
Yeah, they haven't done that election.
But
yet.
how long? Oh, what do you mean runoff? So they got to revote?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought that's that a recount.
December
No.
4th, I think,
It's
right?
a whole new election.
So what's the oversight committee on that? I mean, who's going to oversee that?
No Republicans allowed.
Well, seriously, that's. Come on.
I know.
That-
I
Well,
know.
see, what has happened over the years is all of those positions have been filled with Democrats.
Yeah.
All of the election board, whatever you want to call them,
Right.
they've consumed all those. And we've missed the boat, just like they consumed all the school boards for years.
Yeah.
We're
I guess
starting to take those back.
we fell
need to
asleep.
start- we did. And we need to start taking back the election committees or whatever they're called.
Right.
Yeah, slowly, the chip, one little thing at a time, and the Democrats are losing their freaking minds, and they're trying everything they can to control it to the point where they have they're doing the same thing they did with Donald Trump's app of truth, where they are going to they're contesting to like Apple, saying, "Hey, man, you need to pull Twitter off of your app store."
Has Apple
Because-
made a comment on this, or is this just everybody bitching at Apple? You need to take this
Wow.
off. You need to take. Has Apple even commented on
You know,
this?
What's amazing about this, guys, is that
Is it Tom or
Twitter,
Tim Cook? What is his name?
Tim
Twitter,
Cook.
Tim Cook.
Twitter is one of those powerhouses, right? When it comes to social media, a massive powerhouse.
Yeah.
And all it takes is one person, Elon Musk, to come in there and kind of rip some covers off of this and that, and the whole thing it's like a house of cards. The whole
It
thing's
is.
coming down, man.
Right.
And now you
It's
have all the
beautiful.
celebrities bailing on the
Oh,
thing.
Whoopi Goldberg and-
Because they're going to. This is the irony. They're going to stifle free speech. So they're bailing because Elon Musk is stifling free speech.
Well, they're going to Mastodon. That's the new liberal Twitter app.
Okay, well, nobody's
is
going to
that-
be
is
on
that gonna-
that.
All the liberals on. So it's going to be an echo chamber.
so
Yeah, well,
is this going to work? Is this going to not work? Is this going to cause change, like Instagram change?
I see Twitter potentially going bankrupt
I do too. I mean, they're
Because-
pulling advertising.
because the advertising's leaving. Because
Well, Yeah,
Well-
but it all goes back to what all the like celebrities and all them saying too, and it's just like the little Twitter post that I saw that says I'm leaving this group, but first I'm going to post about leaving this group, then I'm going to stick around to watch what everybody thinks about me leaving this group.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's what happened. That's what Whoopi Goldberg.
And the thought
Fucking
of
Karen.
them missing out on how many retweets and likes and,
Exactly.
and how many followers they have, it's gonna
Yep.
it's gonna drive them crazy. That's what defines these people.
Yep, it does.
So there's
And
no,
they're going to go to Mastodon, and there's going to be 100 people on there. They'll be like, wow,
they're gonna come back.
Yeah.
where's
Well,
my 20 million followers?
here's the deal.
And
I
don't
think
they make money? Do they make money having 20 million followers?
Yes.
Kind
So-
of like YouTube.
So all these celebrities that
Well, that's-
already have tons of money
But hold on. But
and have
back
20
up.
million followers are
So
even making more money. than
What
Twitter.
what Elon is doing now though is he's making folks that want that blue check.
To pay for it.
You got to pay your $7 or $8 a month. and now think about it. Think about it. So if you got how many people are on Twitter?
I don't know, 100 million?
100 million. If you have 50 million people paying $70 a month or $7 a month,
It's $8.
$8 a month. I mean,
Yeah, but very few get the blue check.
No,
There's a
if you
lot-
pay your $8, you'll get your blue check.
And what is that? So that is just a verification that it's you.
yeah, that's it.
Correct.
And then, but why does?
But we looked at this last time. There were certain criteria that you have to be a person of note was part of it.
I was
right?
going to say you can't just be.
Well, now
none
you
of
don't
us.
have to be.
Yeah, it just you have to verify that it's you.
You could get a blue check.
But if I cared about being on Twitter, why would I care about getting a blue check?
Well, that's how you get monetized too, and it says here 238 million monetized members are on Twitter. There's
Wow.
over
There
650
you go.
million people on Twitter. 238
Oh, that's
million.
globally.
At
globally.
$8 a month to be monetized, I mean, you're looking at close to $1 billion a year.
I also read that when you have an app on the Apple App Store and you hit a certain threshold, I think it was maybe $1 billion of revenue, Apple imposes a 30% tax on that app of everything you make.
Like they need
Yeah.
it.
So if all of a sudden Twitter starts making
$2 billion. Wow.
2 billion.
And the App Store from Apple gets 30%
of that.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's what the article said.
That is a huge cut.
30%.
That you know what? Then they're full of shit. There's no way they're going to cut that Twitter from the App Store. They're making too much fucking money.
Yeah.
The fuck out of here.
Well, that's why I asked.
That's a great point.
Has
No, that's a
Apple
great
even
point.
Yeah,
has?
come on.
I know a lot of people are calling for that, but has Apple ever commented back? I don't know.
There's
The only thing
no
Apple
way
needs
they
to
lose that
do
revenue.
is shut the fuck up and answer to the reason why they find it necessary to shut off the drop for China. The Dropbox or what is the storage thing, the airdrop for
airdrop.
China to prevent the Chinese people from sharing stuff.
Because that gets around the Chinese
But
firewall.
who the fuck is Apple to do that?
Well, China
Well,
owns
they're
them.
catering to the Chinese government.
Yeah.
Obviously, but who the fuck are they to do that? Who is pulling their chain?
You know the irony of that is remember
CCP.
how Apple has such a hardcore privacy thing that when somebody goes and
Oh,
you
my
can't even
God.
crack
a criminal,
their phone.
a criminal shoots
you
up a
just-
store and they're trying to get onto their phone.
Oh,
Apple,
you
Apple
can't
says,
do that.
"Oh, sorry, there's nothing we
Sorry,
can do."
man, we got a privacy thing.
And then they do this to the Chinese people.
yeah.
I mean,
Correct.
come on, man! You see the hypocrisy here?
Well,
yeah.
it's a little different, but still.
And they're also the big complaint of this is so you're going to remove Twitter and go against free speech, but keep TikTok on your app
No.
store.
Right.
All right, let me.
And Facebook too, which they should have like Facebook 2.0 and call it Assbook, and that'd be for all the people that are like really serious.
Ass and face. I want Booby Book.
Did you see
You
where?
already have Booby Book.
Oh,
Yeah.
stop it.
That's where you flip through all night.
God,
What is that?
I wouldn't sleep either if I was on Booby Book all night.
Oh.
Sean.
I'm not a Booby Book. There's no such thing as Booby Book, first of all.
Actually, it's pretty catchy.
Well, your algorithm was pretty much Booby Book.
It's not my algorithm. It's dudes like us
No,
algorithm. And I can't help what
no,
you're
you're
looking
absolutely
at.
right, Jeff. It's depending on what you click on and look at. It goes,
Or if
He
you
likes
hover
that.
too
I
much,
don't look.
Yeah,
All
Daddy,
I do is
Daddy
I hit,
likes that. We're going to give him more of
Oh,
that.
Come
Yes.
on.
And then if you look at what's in your feed, and if it's nothing but hot
All
girls
right,
with cleavage,
all right. Let's back up a second. So here's so we all had essentially a fantastic Thanksgiving, and some things that Scott actually brought up was comparing like now, we're dudes like us are older, and we're a little bit more established. Things are different, But how about Thanksgiving as a kid? How about Thanksgiving as a teenager? How about it's then and now. I mean, there's something magical about the holiday season and Christmas, and and just waking up Thanksgiving morning, because it sparks an era. I mean, the last 2 months of the year are magical. They really are. They're magical. When November 1st hits, I've got my Christmas heart on.
You your leprechaun, your
All the way up
dwarf
to
or whatever they're called
January
up there. Elf.
7th, whatever it is, or what?
You wear your elf onesie.
You had me until you said Christmas hard on.
Well, you know what I mean. I'm just saying, I have that Christmas spirit. I love most people love Christmas.
Yeah.
But just the whole season, to me, I'm sure some folks, maybe like in Minnesota, from the perspective that it's so cold that it hurts your bones.
Right.
But for being here in Texas, when it gets in November, oh my God, it's conducive for the weather outside to be out there and like, look at me. I got pants on and long sleeve shirts, and I'm comfortable.
Right.
It's just like you can.
I wish we would get snow.
Yeah,
That's one thing I miss growing up in Ohio is we'd have snow during the winter. We don't get that shit down here. It's just cold and miserable.
we did. If you don't remember,
Well, that was the
years ago, they
freeze
kinda
more than
destroyed-
snow.
Well, I mean, it
Destroyed
happens.
Texas.
Yeah, it happens every now and then, but it's not consistent. Right?
But the spirit of the Christmas and just it's the then and now. It's just like when you were younger, you would wake up in the morning, Christmas morning, and you got I don't know what traditions. I would have traditions. My family, we would have we'd leave out a plate of cookies,
right?
And Santa Claus
we
would
never
eat
did,
it.
We never did that.
Yeah, dude, you had powdered milk. I'm concerned.
We
about
left a pile of powdered milk
Yeah.
Yeah.
with no water.
And a straw.
A straw. I
And a
saw that
straw.
one coming.
And a straw for Santa to snort it up. Snort that shit,
By the time
Santa.
Santa showed up, it was all layered.
Yeah, it's all chopped up.
A mirror.
Oh fuck, man! I just drooled.
They left the razor blade behind.
Right.
Oh my
man.
God! Well, you know what though? But it's just that's just it. But as time goes on, and time goes by faster the older you get. But I just it's like a magical thing when you get up in the morning and it's Christmas time, and I try to instill that in every single Christmas that we have. It's painful, when you try to do that for the kids and try to recreate what you had as a kid. And sometimes, and you always have one kid that just fucks everything up. I don't care what it is, but it's always.
I think it's the cycle of life that brings that back, because someday if we're grandparents, right, and they have the little kids come over and they're all excited, and it kind of brings that.
Oh yeah.
It's kids. To your point, it's little kids that keep the magic of Christmas going.
Yeah,
right?
It's that illusion of Santa.
Well, I'll
And
tell you what.
What do you mean illusion?
Well, it's the illusion of Santa that is
Illusion?
instilled
It's real.
in their vision.
I can still hear the bell.
Oh,
I do too.
Way to go.
that's your butt plug.
Yes,
My
it
dad
is.
throws boots on the roof. And it's,
Hey, he's on social media.
That's your butt plug with the ponytail, with the little bells on the end of it.
Right.
what are you going to say, Scott? It's going to be better than what they're saying.
I was just saying he's on social media, so he's got to be real, right?
That's right.
He's
Yeah.
real.
Is
Social
he?
media is real.
Yeah, he's got his
I'm
own
sure
social
there's
media.
a Santa Claus.
Well, you know what? I remember, like, for example, I'll just bring up a little, this is probably 75, 74-ish, where, I woke
Showing
up
your
in
age.
Colorado Springs, Colorado. Wake up in the morning and it's snow outside. You got the back half of the house that's covered with snow. In fact, you can't even, it looks like when you wake up, it's dark. It looks like it's fucking nighttime.
A big drift back there, right?
No, it's completely covered up to the window,
Right.
and you can't see anything out of it.
Oh, that's
You know,
crazy.
In the very front of the house, even though there's snow in the yard, but it's not a blizzard. A blizzard was where it blows up, but it's kind of cool because you can go around the house and burrow
Oh,
and
yeah.
make all these tunnels and snow floors. It's
That's
fantastic.
kind of cool.
Oh man, it's fantastic. Loved it, man.
Yeah.
But the I remember waking up in the morning and I got my big green machine. Remember the green machine?
It's like a big
thing?
wheel,
Yeah,
right?
big wheel.
Yeah.
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 Green machine, and I had some sort of GI Joe spacecraft thing and the little buttons in the back where he was punching. He pushed little buttons in his
Oh, the
hand.
little game, the red robot versus the blue robot.
Yeah, there's those toys.
The head
and
would
just,
pop up, break its spine.
Yeah, I just enjoyed the shit out of it. It was very magical, and it's just like every year I try to bring that back for the kids, and I think this is the first year that I'm like, fuck it. Honestly,
Well, all that.
What
just
a
like,
great
wow.
end to that story.
Seriously, look, this is the dudes like us moment here. I'm like, fuck it. Every year I buy these ungrateful motherfuckers shit, and this year, you know what they're getting? I'm just gonna give them cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And most
Yeah,
of them would
buy
rather
your own
have that
shit.
now.
We've done some of that. The
Yeah,
gift cards and cash. I mean,
it's like it's not necessarily that. I don't know if it's ungrateful or I don't know. Maybe it's a sign of the times, but I don't recall ever acting like that. Anytime I got a gift from anybody, it was kind of like, oh, this is fucking awesome.
Right.
And how dare. In fact, this is probably why I feel this way. I think that there was one time I said, oh, I'm bored. So let's say wake up Christmas morning. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. I think my dad was in the room wanting to have sex or something. I don't know what the deal is. I was bugging him. I was bugging him. In retrospect, I think that's what he's doing. But
Christmas
and
sex.
I was bugging him, and I was like, he's like, what do you want? And I was like, I'm bored. He's like, dude, you just got a shitload, and he fucking wonked me, man. And so I was like, well, I'm not going to say that again. So I was just like,
oh, you mean he was like, why are you bored? You have a bunch of toys to play with.
yeah, you
go
just
play.
got like a shitload, an arsenal of toys, and so
And
he's
your
like,
brothers are there. Play with those.
oh. My dad told me to grab my Jeep and go clean my floor. He said, go in your room, because he said, go in your room, and because I had some confetti on the floor from something, and I had a Jeep, and it was an oversized Jeep. It had a storage thing in the back.
Sure.
And he says, I want you to go grab your Jeep and do patrol on the floor in your room and pick up all the confetti.
There you go.
And so
He's
I took
smart.
my Jeep and I was rolling on the floor, and I'd take the soldiers out and they would pick up the confetti and they'd throw it in the back of the Jeep. And I remember I went back and forth and back and
There you
forth,
go.
kind of like mowing the
It's
yard.
You got to make a game out of it.
No.
It's imagination.
Yeah, but this year's a little bit different for me. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to give them cash.
Well, you're making the decision on the eve of December. It's
Uh,
November 30th, right?
yeah,
So
you know what, though?
You have some time to get into the spirit.
well, I am in the spirit. I'm just making a business
The
decision.
spirit of fuck it.
Fuck Christmas.
What the hell kind
I
of
didn't
spirit
say
is
fuck
that?
Christmas. I said fuck about the Christmas presents kind of stuff.
I
They're
got
still
you.
going to have presents because Terry's
Well,
going to buy presents. and stuff.
I semi understand where you're coming from, because as the boys were going through teenage years, 15, 16, 17, it got to the point where I was like, I'm not buying you clothes anymore,
Right.
because whatever we got them,
They want.
they
like.
never wore it.
Yeah, it's a waste
Ever.
of
Well,
fucking
now,
money.
well, now, if you are going to buy it, you said, hey, the receipt's in the box. Take it back if you don't like
Right.
it.
Or
I
you
would
buy-
be
or you-
so
it's
pissed.
I
became so
dropped $40
commercialized,
on
right?
that. That was a bottle of bourbon.
Yeah, and
Okay,
I'd be so
no.
ticked
Son of a
off.
bitch.
Say it like that, and it's not so funny. is
I'd
it?
come up and I'd 6
Shit
months
got
later,
real.
and it'd be hanging in their closet with the tag still on. I was like, "What about this Christmas shirt?" He's like, "Ooh."
You're like, I agonized for a
Well,
week on
if you
that
would've
shirt
to-
to buy you.
Yeah, if you would have told me, we could have returned it.
It agitates my nipples.
Yes, chafes me.
Well, that's something entirely different.
So I stopped unless I was like, the only way I'm
Preston said
buying you
that one
clothes
time.
if it agitates his nipples.
Yeah, he
Who said that?
that.
Preston said that?
We bought him some sort of shirt, and he was just like, "That hurts.
Oh,
Makes my nipples hurt." And I was just like,
wow.
"Your nipples are sensitive?
It's
so
a-
you were lactating? What's going on over
It's a
there?"
rough material, I guess, huh?
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I started doing too. I mean, years
Lactating?
ago, it was giving out wallets and purses. I got a wallet and purse, and they all come with a $100 bill. Everybody was always like, "Give them a gift card." I'm like, "Why would I give them a chore? I don't want to give them a chore to like."
Go-
This is where you have to go spend your
That's
gift
true.
card.
Yeah.
That's
Here's
actually a really good
Here's
idea.
$100 bill in a wallet or a $100 bill in a purse. There you go.
And-
Have a
and
good
most,
time.
Most,
Or a bag,
most people
or
would
the little-
appreciate a new wallet.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, because
Doesn't-
wallets really aren't fantastical to the point where you can't replace it. I mean, I like a specific wallet. I like the thinner ones.
Yeah,
But-
I used to have the big fat ones where you
Oh.
sit
Oh,
kind of cockeyed because it's so
Yeah.
fat in your back pocket.
well, you probably liked it because you're always hunched up where you can squeak out a fart.
Yeah, it was
easily.
always good because you could disguise your
Had some
fart
clearance.
waves. Yeah.
my first one was one of those Velcro ones.
Oh
Remember
yeah, I
that?
had one of those.
Oh,
My dad
yeah.
still has. My
Yeah,
dad.
the Velcro ones.
My dad, probably 5 years ago, got rid of the Cincinnati Reds. I think he still has it
Oh
somewhere.
my
It
god.
was a Cincinnati Reds Velcro.
They still make. Do
Nylon
they still make
wallet.
those Velcro wallets?
I don't know, but
Does
he
the
was
Does
using
the
it.
Velcro still work?
No,
Oh.
it
I
was
was going to
loose.
say there's no way it could.
No, it was loose, and I gave that to him when I was probably 12.
The
And
Velcro
he
was
loved
an
it. And he-
amazing
well,
invention.
you know what? You're making the point that if you get the perfect gift, right,
Yeah,
they will keep it forever.
yeah, I
And
know.
it'll become a cherished item to them.
right.
That's the challenge of Christmas. Find that cherished gift. There's your challenge, Sean.
Well,
The
you know,
church gift?
You've got to find the gift for each of your kids that
Give
that
all
they-
your girls diamonds.
no.
I'm thinking, how about somewhere to sleep?
There you go.
Oh,
mhm.
you're raising.
That's the gift that keeps on giving.
You're raising the bar here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you something. We just went to my brother-in-law's out at the ranch birthday party, and the best present in the world, I have found it for him.
Wow.
It's called the Texas
The knife.
fence fixing tool. And basically, if your fence breaks, because the cows are always getting out, and we're having to go chase the cows and all that, and you
Yeah.
have to come back and you have to fix the fence. 90% of the time the cows break out, it's raining. It's nasty. It's horrible. It's in the middle of the night. This thing, you go out there, it hooks on to either side of the broken fence. You pull it together, wrap wire on it, pull it apart, and it's done.
Wow.
5 minutes, you can fix your
Now
every
look
piece
at
of
there.
fence.
The little barbed wire thing. You're just going to.
Yep, that's it right there.
Oh, look at that.
Livestock shed.
LivestockShed.com.
Yeah.
Texas Fence Fixer.
I don't have a big use for that at my house.
We got any audio on that? So basically, it's got this thing. It's a
Looks like a gigantic
like a-
horseshoe that
well, it
has
looks
got
like
handles
a
on it.
like a lobster cracker.
It looks like one of those
A
things,
nutcracker.
Oh, it is. It
old
does look
things
like
where
a-
you'd use to open up cans.
It does look like
Yeah.
a nutcracker, and it's for tensioning. And
Yeah.
we're
Oh, I
watching-
see. So you just put it there. It's a temporary thing, and until you get someone over there to do it.
No, you put wire, and then it's a permanent fix. Now you put this piece of
Oh,
wire,
I see.
you
Boom.
wrap it on either side, done.
Wow.
Oh.
I didn't realize this was such a thing.
All right.
Well,
So
I saw it
fixing-
for our
on.
fixing
dudes like us
fences.
fans that are listening, we're watching some cowboy mend a barbed wire fence
Did he
using
just
this.
pull barbed wire out of his pocket?
I think he did.
Yeah, it's something you keep in your back pocket.
And his
hey,
ve-
Pa, what is that?
His Velcro wallet just fell out onto the pasture right there.
Yeah.
I would like someday to have a need for
This
that.
Velcro.
I would like to have enough land where I needed the fence. Like
I
that.
would love that. That you know what, that enters my mind probably 3 or 4 times
Well,
a week.
we talk
how I
about.
would love to have land.
Yeah, I'd love to have a little piece too. I mean, we talk about it all the time. I mean, we're at a point in our lives where we make enough money where we could split it 3 ways and have a
Get like an
timeshare,
8,000
so to speak.
an 8,000 acre ranch.
Fuck, man,
Well-
I'd settle for. I think the perfect size
We
is
just buy-
about 150
We
acres.
should buy the King Ranch.
100. I think 100 acres would be about perfect.
All right.
I mean, with
How
100
big
acres.
is the King Ranch?
100 acres is nice. I mean, we have a little over 525 out there,
Yeah, that's a lot.
but
That's a lot.
But the thing that is too is it's a lot to take care of.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
everybody just thinks, oh, well, I've got land and your cows go out there and roam around and do. But you got to prepare a fence. You got to take care
Oh, yeah.
of the weed population, animals, crap like that. Anything that goes wrong out there. But then you also have to think there's taxes on that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So,
Uh,
but then, the agriculture.
that's why you have the cows. So
That's
you
why you
have
have
the
the cows,
agricultural discount.
horses, donkeys.
To do
Lambs.
the agricultural exemption.
Do you have
Uh,
any wild boar out there?
Oh, we kill them all the time. We actually have a friend that is a Carafight helicopter pilot, one of the masters that does a lot of the trainings. And every time he comes to town, he brings his personal little P1, and we go up in his helicopter and go around and shoot hogs.
Oh,
So
my
that'd be
God.
awesome.
How
Get your
fun
AKs
would that
and
be?
hang out and just
Oh, my-
unload.
Your
All right, so
neighbors are
when
like,
you say
Yep.
that would be amazing. So when you say your land, so this is family land that you've had did you buy it? Or
No, this is my brother-in-law.
So it was in the family, like in your wife's family.
No, my brother-in-law they went out and he had 2 partners and they bought all this land and they were going to portion it out and put up a whole bunch of houses out there.
Okay.
Well, there was a whole big deal going on. They sold 3 of the plots, which actually paid for it. So now it's paid for and all, so they don't have any money out, but they wanted to sell the other pieces. So John and his family and our family, we all invested, just said, just buy it.
Yeah.
Because what he saw at the time, this was 23 years ago.
Oh,
At the time, this is out in the middle of nowhere.
right.
And we're wondering, why do you want this land out here?
Because
The land was like 80, I think it was $7,800 an acre at the time.
Yeah.
The back acreage that he bought later didn't have any access. You couldn't get into it.
Right.
So they so they sold it for like $3,200 an acre.
Right.
The minute he got that, he cleared it out and made a big culvert and made a road access. Then it was worth $10,000 overnight.
Wow.
Now, $75,000 an acre. He could sell it today, 70 easy. I mean, today he could say, "Does anybody want to come out and buy this? $75,000 per acre."
That's
He could sell it to
unbelievable.
Grand Homes and all. They're trying to buy it. They're offering $100,000 an acre. And he's like, "Nah, I'm okay."
Yeah, man, and you know what? You don't want
Unbelievable.
that kind of structure out there. I mean,
It's getting out there though.
it
It's
is.
moving.
Well, that's the whole
Groves
thing
and
is
groves
all-
of houses.
The
Just-
houses have like grown they've actually bought all of the land around him. Everything around him has been sold, and they're already building houses up to him. And that's why they want his so bad. He's going to end up being like the Haggards farm in the middle of Plano.
I've seen that.
Where they have, 20 acres right in the middle of Plano that they just never would sell because they
Didn't need to.
didn't need to. And now
And,
they're
and
just.
they there's something special about that land for them.
Yeah.
Does he have a price? You think that if they come and say, "I'll give you this much," you'd be like, "Okay," and then he
Oh, he
relocates
would.
further north.
Oh, he would. The fun thing about that actually out there, he has the highest point in Collin County, and there's a little block on it that shows this is the highest point in Collin County,
Yeah.
right in the middle of
topically
his
speaking.
land. Right in the middle of his land.
Which is 17 feet high, I think.
Well, what is it?
I
Well,
don't
we're
know.
about 400
I don't-
feet above
Yeah.
sea level here. So
I
Well,
would
I
have
mean,
to go look.
that's important because I mean, if you build out, I mean, that'd be a perfect place to build a house where you
On
know,
the highest point. Yeah,
And
he
no
won't.
one's
the
higher than
highest
me.
point and you fucking put a little perch up there,
And that's
fucking
what he would
snipe
do.
people from
That's exactly
miles
what he
away.
said do. If somebody offered him enough of the land, he'd say, "Okay, but I'm going to keep this section because there's also a Corps of Engineers lake out there. So the Corps of Engineers take care of. It's about 14-acre lake.
What is that all about? It's a
Wow.
14-acre lake that the Corps of Engineers. Why did the Corps of Engineers take care of it?
It's because they do a lot of their testing, engineering.
They test
and,
what?
Test the water. Like that's their water testing area for like Collin County.
So
they
when
have a huge
the
lake.
natural springs that go into it,
Correct.
they go in there and they test the water. So therefore, they manicure the area.
Correct. They
Unbelievable.
take care of the water, make sure that it stays at a certain level. It has gotten below, but
I mean,
Um,
and essentially for free for you
for free.
guys.
Yeah, and it's a whole lake for the cows. So that's the big
Unbelievable.
water source for the cows.
That's great.
Yeah.
Mm.
This kind of sounds like Yellowstone, the show Yellowstone,
Yeah.
where everybody's
that's-
trying to steal and build, like build right up to their deal, and they're killing everybody. Do you guys
Yeah.
kill people?
Yeah.
You guys,
there's barbecue. Once it's
Yeah.
cooked, you don't
You know
know.
what?
I
Don't
played
answer
the
that.
fifth.
yeah, don't answer
Wow.
that.
Well,
Well,
you know what?
uh,
Yellowstone is actually that's a pretty
It's
It-
intense, man.
well, Yellowstone is the whole history of it. I mean, it first came out. Well, Yellowstone I think was first, and then it came out with 1893.
I haven't seen any of those yet.
1883.
1883,
We're
which
still
was
in the middle of
historically, it was historically awesome to watch. I mean,
Right.
you see what kind of lives they had
It would've
trying to get.
sucked.
Oh my gosh!
It would've
Oh,
sucked.
you talk about like the pioneers, right? Like
Oh,
the people
God
that
bless,
settled
trying
the
to-
West.
Oh
They
yeah,
were-
we
yeah,
want
they
to
were
we
moving
want to
west.
settle to California and hit that gold rush and figure out what's going on over there. And these people are like, no, we're not going to go there. We're going to go this route. We're going to take this route, and they don't realize what the fuck's going on. They have
yeah.
no idea what they're getting
Well,
into.
they're all immigrants from like Germany or something
yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
They just came over on the boat. They're just like, yeah, we're going to California for the land that they're giving away free.
Yeah, they wanted
Yeah.
people to settle
Or
west.
Oregon or something like that. So they were going, and it's what's interesting is they're like, well, we have to go this route. We have to leave at this time to miss the winter,
Right,
right? And there's rivers that like they cross the Red River,
right.
and they're like, we're all going to drown,
If we don't do it a certain time of year,
or a certain place,
right?
right? And they're like, if we go this way, it's going to put us way behind track. So they go this way, and and it's too deep, right?
And
So
you
they
talk
have to
about
fight with it.
figuring shit out.
There's no bridges, there's no
Unbelievable.
roads or
Yeah,
anything
and,
like
and
that.
people have their life belongings with them. You know,
these
they brought it all the
stagecoaches.
way from Germany, and they brought it to the United States. It made it to the East Coast, and they slap it on a wagon, and they bring
Yeah.
it to Texas, and all of a sudden they're in the Great Plains, and they're being
And they're not
hit
really,
by
they're not really
tornadoes
welcomed.
and-
They're not really welcomed by the people
no,
that are there.
people are kind of like, "What are you doing? Was ist das?" And
Yeah, most of them didn't even speak English. Yeah, like
Right.
a couple translators.
Ich bin auf.
But it's good. When you're done with Yellowstone, go
I
back
have
and
no
watch
idea
that.
what
They're
that
coming
was.
out with another one, 1923,
Was
Yep.
ist ein Toilette?
with Indiana Jones and Helen Mirren.
Yes, I saw that. Harrison Ford, yes.
Yes,
Yeah, I saw that.
Han Solo.
What?
Yeah, Han Solo.
They're coming out with another Yellowstone spinoff.
1923.
Is it another?
1923
Harrison
with Han
Ford.
Solo.
Harrison
Yeah.
Ford's in it.
Harrison Ford's in it.
Yeah,
It's
Harrison
not Han-
Ford
yeah,
is
it's
so
not Han
jumped the
Solo
shark for
because
me.
he was in the future.
Is Taylor Sheridan doing that one also?
Yeah, he is. And actually, you know what? My wife and I just started the other Taylor Sheridan show, Tulsa King.
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah.
got that's got.
Sylvester Stallone. That's
It's
good.
actually, we watched the first 2 episodes. It was actually pretty good.
What is that on?
It's on the same channel,
Same
Paramount.
thing.
Or no, is it
Peacock?
Paramount?
Yeah,
Hey,
Paramount comes on right after every
I
time you
wanna-
see Yellowstone. It's the
I
next
want to do
episode.
Well,
a
'cause-
2-minute segue just
Okay.
to bust in real quick and talk about our first half bourbon, and then
yeah.
we'll go right back to Yellowstone. We're drinking a Russell's Reserve. It's a single barrel. We had this before. It's on one of the other podcasts, and we brought it back because Paul's not drinking, so we were kind of like,
You want-
you know.
You want to throw it in my face?
Whatever, man. It is what it is. But I'm just saying, you're not drinking, so we don't want to pop
didn't
the
wanna-
hymen on one of the
I
new
get you.
bottles,
I
and,
understand. I
and so we
This
went
is
back.
110 proof. Very nice.
Yeah, it's. I found it's very nutty. It's got a very stone fruit taste to it.
There you go. There you go again.
Right.
Stone fruit has replaced strontium
Yeah.
Strontium.
as the word of the day.
Baking
well, you know what?
spices.
Look, I'm drinking it. It doesn't taste bad at all. I mean, I'm enjoying it, and it's sad. It's
So,
just,
yeah, Scott, you were saying you're a tequila guy. So
Yes.
do you drink bourbon very often?
Well, I really started recently when I got together with Larry and Sean.
Well, there you go.
That
that'll
we
do
went
it.
out there. And, I mean, I've drank it before. My brother-in-law and brother both are connoisseurs of everything in the world. And they have
sommeliers.
and they have
Yeah.
well
Well, he likes it. He's finished it, so.
back
Yeah,
back
he
in the
did.
good
I
back
was
in the
going to
good
ask
old
you
days.
if you liked it.
No, it was good. Back in the good old days, I dated a girl that worked for Liberty Distributing, which is the one that sells liquor to everybody.
Right.
So I could buy a bottle of Crown 175 for $13.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
I could buy a bottle of Chivas 175 for like $14.
Like now you can, or
no,
you back
no,
then?
back then. Back then.
Okay.
So our bar was stocked with every liquor you could ever imagine because I would just tell her, we would write out a list,
Sure.
Nice.
because it was nothing. We'd spend $300 and you'd fill a liquor bar with you
Oh,
name
yeah.
it. I mean, Johnny Walker Blue was $65
Wow.
for a 175.
Did you carry Pinch?
Yeah, Pinch. I love Pinch Scotch. Pinch is one of my favorites. But I used to get Pinch while they wanted Chivas.
Right.
So
I never liked Chivas. Chivas Regal.
Yeah, Chivas
Chivas Regal. It was from Mexico, right?
yeah,
And Chivas Regal, man.
It's a Scotch?
All the Hispanics.
Tequila.
Yeah,
Scotch.
Scott.
all the Hispanics would love that. They come in there, Chivas Regal. I think I told a story once about the Chivas,
Well, you
right?
caught the purse on fire.
No, this one was where
This is the cherry.
this is the cherry one. But before I dive into that, I wanted we got the Russell's Reserve. That's what we're drinking right now. And you were turned on with the bourbon because we went to a office excursion and we were
To essentially
ordering,
a titty bar.
No, it's a booby app.
Whatever.
It's a
So
restaurant.
We went to an office excursion and we were having cigars and we had some bourbon drinks. So Scott was calling, Sean, he's got dudes like us. He drinks bourbon all the time. Go up to the bar and pick out a bourbon. So I'm like, I look up there and I'm like, look, there's Bullet
That's good.
cast strength. I'm just gonna. Oh no, full proof. No, not full proof.
We have the 10-year here.
You know what? Fuck it. I don't remember what exactly it was, but
Weller.
we ended up getting it, I ended up ordering it because I was like, it's $50 a bottle for an entire bottle.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, well, that one can't be that expensive. So,
You said it was Weller foolproof, I think.
yeah, maybe that's what it was. It was Weller's foolproof. I felt comfortable getting it because I thought, I don't want to take advantage. Anytime you go on a corporate event like that, you want to go have fun, but at the same time, you don't want to like be that guy,
Right.
Well, you were that guy.
I was that guy. Unbeknownst to me, I was that guy. But you know what? They all turned into the same guy because when I came back to the table, they were like, "I'll have one of those. I'll have one of those."
Now wait a minute. I drank margaritas that were $4.99.
And he was drinking $60 drinks.
Him and Larry were both like hammering those
$49 a drink.
old fashions that were $49.
$49 old fashions.
Not
worth it.
I pounded at least 7.
Not worth it.
God, you definitely are that guy.
$50 a drink, so $350 in old fashions.
Oh, and Larry was drinking right with him.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
$700 in old fashions.
So the insurance, obviously the company paid for it, but were their eyes like, what the hell?
Actually,
We probably shouldn't talk about this. Well, you brought it up. there are going to be folks listening to this, But here's the thing. My point by bringing that up is that it was just I didn't know. They didn't know. Nobody knew. And the thing
and they
is,
never tell you.
And that's the whole thing too. I was kind of like, hey, look, man, if you go somewhere and you're ordering these drinks and they, hey, you know what?
By the way,
these are $50 a drink. You might want to know that because when you get your bill, you're going to be like, why didn't you tell me? I mean. Everything has a price on here.
That's total crap.
You have a menu.
Right.
I mean, it's got prices next to there. I mean, it just makes sense. But these fucking bitches, they don't give a shit.
No, I mean, if it's $10, that's okay,
different.
fine for a drink. But when it's $50 a drink, somebody should say, "Let me just go ahead. Here's the menu. Let me show you that one is."
And the only situation I've been in where we got like really expensive drinks is because we had hosted a happy hour and for like a client. And barely anybody showed up, and so our basically our team leader was like, "Well, there's a minimum here, guys. So drink up." And we're like, "Okay,
give me top shelf."
Yeah, that's exactly what we did. We said, "All right, we'll give it McLaren's."
Not McLaren's, but Macallan. It's Macallan.
Well, Macallan is that a Scotch?
Scotch.
Yeah. So we were like, all right, bring us 4 of those, and we just kept rolling with that until we got to the minimum to get our money's worth, right? Because it's already paid for.
But now, what is the most expensive bottle of wine you have?
Yeah, well, I'm not a wine drinker, but yeah, it was basically that's what we did.
That's what I would have done.
I went to Johnny Walker Blue.
Yeah,
because they're $85 a glass.
Yeah,
if they had Pappy's, you could have drinking Pappy's. That'd have been like $100 a shot.
That would have been awesome. Anyway, that's a fun reason to have to drink expensive ones.
Right.
Not finding out that you have an exorbitant bill, right? So.
Or I have to drink 50 of these to get to that point. So I'm going to be wasted out of my mind and probably not drinking for the next year after this.
Right. All right. So Yellowstone out in the Northwest. The story goes is that you've got what is the actor's name? The main
Kevin
guy,
Costner.
Kevin Costner's. They got a family from 3 generations that is developing the land and maintaining it, and they've got cattle and
they got thousands
harvesting
of acres.
it. 10,000 acres.
Yeah, and they want to maintain it. They want to keep. Hey, look, man, it's a beautiful state.
They want to keep Montana the way it is,
pure. And they don't want they don't want it becoming overpopulated.
They don't want the Californians to come in and the New Yorkers.
Exactly. It's not so much that they don't want them coming. It's just that.
No, that's what this season's about.
Well, that's true. They
just want to build that big airport and hotels and all that so that they don't have people that are actually from there. They have
they got a bunch of tourists that come in there. And that's what the Indian reservations wanted.
That's Colorado. That's Utah.
And the Indian reservations brings the casinos and
Nobody wants the Californians.
Nobody.
Yeah, because they've got money because they have the.
But
sold their
what is the girl's name?
Square foot house.
Producer, put up a Yellowstone cast, and let's look at Beth.
You want to talk about Beth?
You want to see her jugs?
Noted.
Well, she had an episode where she showed her jugs.
Oh, when she was in the tub.
Yeah,
when she was on the outside the horse trough.
Yeah. So who is Beth?
It's that. Kelly Riley.
Yeah, Kelly Riley.
There's something seriously wrong with her character, man.
She's very angry.
Golly.
Have you seen why?
No. Don't tell me why.
Right.
That's what we've been waiting for.
Yeah, they
like
show-
Shelly and I have been.
What do you
like,
mean why?
you
It's
know,
like from the beginning.
No, it's not. No, it's
this-
not.
Now,
So don't spoil it. But my wife, you know how you make the joke, "Who hurt you?" You
Yeah.
always say that.
Yes.
I literally, Shelly's like, "Man, what happened?" I
Well,
thought
you
to
find
myself,
out.
"Who hurt you?"
You
Like,
find
I
out, and it kind of you make you go, okay, I understand now. But
Oh,
she
yeah.
is such a bitch. It's like, all right, you
I
need to get over it.
And I figured, but do not spoil it, please. 'Cause
but I
we're-
tell you what, Cole Hauser in there, however you say his last name,
Yeah, he's a badass.
he
which one is
plays
that? Is
That's
he
Rip.
Casey?
He's
That's Rip.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
love that guy. He's
that
cool.
guy. He plays
He's
that
an-
part
So well.
because
Yeah.
you look at anything else he's been in. He's never tough. He's
No.
never like the mean guy. He's never something like that. He plays that part 100% perfect.
Oh, he's great. And Casey's great too, though.
Oh, and Casey is good too.
I think the cast is fantastic. I'm a little frustrated with
Yeah,
with the other son,
Jamie?
the lawyer. And I know.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
he's
he's
not-
Weasel, and
Well,
he's-
you know how in Saving Private Ryan you had that one guy that wouldn't bring the ammo up and everybody hates him.
Wow, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Well, they explain that too.
I'm
so
I'm getting that feeling about him. I'm
they
like,
explain all of that. I think
okay,
it's,
don't spoil it. Yeah,
well,
it may
he's-
be that
um,
season 3 or 4 that all that comes out.
we're in the beginning of 3 right now.
Okay, well, yeah. There.
It's,
Hold
it's-
on,
it-
on. You will find something out about him.
It's a good show, man. And you know, and that's
But
why I
she
think
is
the
a very
show is so
angry
good.
bitch. I mean, the very
Oh.
last episode that just came out. I mean,
crazy.
she gets in a. I mean, I don't have to. I could say it without it ruining anything. But she gets in a bar fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, she's just so angry.
Now, you want to know
is.
something funny? Is my ex-girlfriend says that's me, and I'm like
Oh.
going, I agree.
That's why
you.
you're my. That's
Oh,
why you're my
that's
ex.
You're my ex-girlfriend.
Does she have jugs like
She's
that?
so.
She did.
Do you have any pictures?
Oh
God.
she's
Funny
so.
dudes.
She is so mean to her brother. It's like ridiculous how
Yeah.
mean she
No.
is. Anyway.
no. Just tell
No,
Austin. Let's
no,
put him on the big
we
screen.
are not. We're not looking at booby pics.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well,
Anyway.
I mean,
Anyway.
Sean has that's his app.
Yeah.
Well-
what was the name of it?
Well,
Booby-
Scott's got a briefcase here. He just pulled out a penthouse. You think she's
what
in
was,
there?
What was the joke we were making earlier with the name of the app? Booby
Booby app.
Booby,
Oh,
book.
shut
Booby
up!
book.
Shut the.
Booby Book.
Booby
There's the
book.
booby
Book.
book. That's
Yeah,
great,
that's
though. I
it.
like
That's
it.
And there is a
Booby
booby book. Just FYI.
There is
Yeah.
boobybook.com.
Don't look that up, please.
Paul goes to RedTube.
I do not go to
Oh,
RedTube. We've talked about
you go
this
to
before.
ButtTube,
I didn't even know what RedTube was.
buttplugtube.com.
No,
Well,
not I.
There probably is that out there. There's so many
Oh, there's
strange
who
there's
sites.
knows?
everything.
Now
And you know
what-
what?
Well, wait a minute.
I don't
You
wanna
say
know.
that. Has anybody ever seen that episode about the butt plug thing?
What, Yellowstone?
No. It was on a
I
totally,
was like,
I missed that one.
Go.
it was
Yeah.
on a totally different like series thing. But if you've never seen that, that is I can't even remember
A
what
butt
that
plug?
was. Yeah, it was about a guy that just told. It went up to him. They went to school together. One of them became a big millionaire. One was always picking on him.
It's a TV show.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a series kind of thing, Netflix or something like that.
Okay.
But the one that this guy was always picking on became this huge billionaire and all that, and he like was doing good, but then fell into hard times. So he went to go see his old friend that he used to pick on back in high school, and he said, "Man, would you give me a job? Would you help me out?" And he goes, "I want you to do something for me." He goes, "I want you to make the world's best butt plug."
huh?
And that show is amazing.
Is this on Netflix?
Yeah, I believe it's Netflix.
Huh. Is it called Butt Plug?
No, probably not.
I'll have to look that up
Yeah.
to see what it was called.
Fantasies.
I don't know. I didn't. I don't believe I watched that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember that anyway.
I didn't.
Bottom fill.
There's a lot of good stuff out
The
there.
it's called The Premise. Butt plug was actually it's called The Premise,
The premise.
but the episode's called The Butt Plug, and it is. I mean, if you watch it, seriously,
It's a great
not-
show, huh?
It's nothing that you would think about. You watch it and you'd be like,
That's that dude
wow.
from The Walking Dead.
Yes, he was also in The Punisher.
Yeah.
All right, well,
What is his name?
you know,
John Barenthal.
this is one of the challenges, right? It's like whenever we finish a series, we're like, well, what are we going to watch now? And I try to recall all the different shows that people told me. You told me about one that's a policeman. It's a police show that has a ton of series. You know, now you're talking about the Butt Plug show. I mean, I can never remember what these damn shows are when we're gonna
But
start a new series.
But
they're-
you're
they're
starting
recorded.
to go through them. I mean, you just went through Breaking Bad. And,
we saw Breaking Bad and the prequel.
The
Better
people,
Call Saul.
Better Call
You know,
Saul, which I
I-
thought was better than Breaking Bad.
Really?
shame on you. First of all,
No, it was
disagree.
awesome. I loved it.
Strongly disagree. So, what is it? The Paul? Was it Better Call Saul? Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul.
What the fuck, man? It ended like it's stupid.
I haven't seen it, so don't give anything away.
I'm not saying it, but you know what?
It's
just
great.
like it was a season 5 and it just stops. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Well, it's a build up to Breaking Bad, but
Yeah, it's the prequel.
But when you watch it, it's kind of like going. I mean, half of the time that you're watching, you're going, "Who gives a crap?" I mean, I don't care about this part. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't do anything for the Breaking Bad thing.
So
No,
here's
it doesn't.
so here's why I may have a different impression. I watched that first.
Okay, well that
I
would
watched
be a
I
huge
watched Better Call
difference.
Saul, and then I watched Breaking
Okay.
Bad.
But the very
And they were
last
both
episode
fantastic.
of Better Call Saul, or the
Don't
last
spoil it.
couple, I'm not, but the very last couple, they did something, and you felt like, all right, well, there needs to be repercussions for that.
Right.
And so it wasn't like a finale
Right.
where there was some closure because it was totally open ended. And I'm like, well, this is the stupidest fucking ending of a God blessing miniseries
So-
that I've ever heard of.
And then it's supposed to move into Breaking Bad,
because
which
you-
it doesn't really transfer as well.
It doesn't. It doesn't transfer at all. So I was disappointed, Paul. I mean, I appreciate your
I loved it.
opinion about it,
I
but
thought I
Well,
literally thought it was
I'll
one
be
of the
the
best I've ever
tiebreaker,
seen.
just like we were with the Foolproof,
Yeah.
where we loved it. You think it's trash.
Which one?
The Benchmark Foolproof.
oh yeah, dude. Seriously, what are you fucking
You know what?
high?
And I when I sent that out, I was like, I could say it was great, and Sean would say, I didn't think it was all that great. I could say it's horrible, and he'll say this is the best bourbon I've ever had. You are a contrarian, my friend.
no,
It doesn't
look,
matter
all right.
what I say.
Then I was a tiebreaker. I liked it.
Yeah,
I did too. So
You're like, you bastards.
yeah. I was like, there you go.
yeah,
I was like, what is it, E2 Brute? Like you pulling the knife out of my back.
Right.
Sean, I mean, Jeff, I didn't think you were gonna backstab me.
Well,
on that.
no, I liked it. I gave
dude,
the
it was,
truth.
look, you said it. I was like, challenge accepted. I took out the bottle, opened it up, foolproof, benchmark of all people, made from Buffalo Trace. Who would have thunk?
I didn't.
Benchmark of all things. You're like,
$22 bottle.
Yeah, but to me, there was
Fuck.
burn.
$125.
It was a horrible finish. There was
Oh.
tons of burn.
come on,
It was
You
not
need to
good.
try it again.
I need to try it again.
dude.
I might have been
Come
angry.
on.
I might have woken up angry that day. Like
I don't know what's
in
going
Sean
on over
mode.
there.
Okay, well, my question would be like Buffalo Trace compared to Weller.
Well,
Well,
Weller is Buffalo Trace.
I'm saying the regular Buffalo Trace
Well, I mean, they're different
bourbon
animals,
comparison
but
to Weller. I mean, what is?
Well, Weller is a weeded
so,
bourbon.
Yeah,
Weller is
yes.
a weeded bourbon. Buffalo Trace is not.
So
Buffalo
what-
Trace has
So that's a big
variety.
difference. Huge difference.
So what do you? I mean, what do you like better?
Ooh, tough one.
Well, it's kind of like eating Oreo cookies versus chocolate chip cookies. I mean, they're both fucking good.
Well,
Right.
Oreo kills chocolate
Yeah.
chip cookies.
I think I like the so far. I think I like the Wellers better, because we have the special reserve out there. We have the 107 out there. We really like the 107.
Oh man,
It's outstanding.
We need to start doing a taste test, like two of them against each other.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
and that's what I was actually going to say earlier. I said, well, I want to try Buffalo Trace comparison to.
I
the
don't
Weller
know.
That
just
is it's a
because they're the same.
fantastic idea,
I don't-
Scott. That
I-
we open a podcast with two bourbons
I don't know,
that
man.
battle each other.
I think that's a mistake
Well,
Why?
I mean, that's made
because
by
we're
the
gonna
same.
be fucked up.
No,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
just tasting by the same
There's
distributor.
no such thing as.
No, it's got
just
to be a
Come on.
4-ounce
We have
pour.
no
4-ounce
willpower.
pour for each.
Have you met 4 ounce? It's gonna be a 4-finger pull, man.
Yeah. No more than 7 ounces total.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry. I'm going to bring some chicken cock next time.
There you go.
All right.
The difference is you got to butt luge it.
Yes.
Yeah,
On
we're
Sean.
not- we're not
I'm
doing that
passing
either.
on that though.
All right. Well, look.
I think it's a great idea.
You know, speaking of TV shows, real quick before we wrap things up, I watched the final Walking Dead. I don't know if you guys were ever fans of that.
I
I loved
never
it,
watched
but I
Walking
stopped
Dead.
watching it. So
Well, it's done.
Oh,
Series
it's over
is
now.
done, and I watched the final episode over the last few days during lunchtime. And,
So is that one of those? I mean, it's got like 10 seasons, right?
11?
So that's the kind of stuff that we like to watch because we don't want to
I-
watch 1 year and be done
Oh,
and have
man.
to wait a year.
it was good.
It's good.
So
it's
I-
I
violent.
so
enjoyed it. I watched
so-
the shit out of it.
So we
but
should pick that up. Huh?
yeah, it's good.
I got it paused. I got kind of burned out a little bit, and
No,
then I
pick
went
it back up.
back.
Well, what you have to do is you have to watch Boondock Saints,
I've seen that.
and then you watch
good.
that because the same actor is in there,
Right.
and he plays
The same
like an
character.
amazing person in Boondock Saints, and then
Boondock
And that.
Saints.
So
Okay.
you watched last episode?
The
and
last episode
was it good?
The last episode was really good.
I mean, does he come back? The main character?
I don't know.
He's sorry,
don't know.
sack
So
of
it's
shit
it's,
water.
it's definitely what
It is.
Have you seen it, Scott? Have you seen Walking Dead?
Yeah, I've seen some of the episodes and all. I've never watched the whole thing through.
They could have finished it 4 seasons ago
Right.
because it goes on too long, and there's some really dry episodes. But you just fight through those, and it continues on, and it's very repetitive.
Yeah.
After a while,
That's
my
what
opinion.
with Blacklist. We had that same feeling.
right?
with
After 11
Blacklist.
years, they've run the course.
Oh yeah, they're
You know,
definitely. They're
and they're
jumping
I'm amazed
the
they
shark on
lasted
you
it.
could
that long.
definitely see the story arc every 2 years.
Yeah.
Kind of the thing, right?
What is the average longevity of a show? 3 years?
idea.
4
About a
years?
decade.
I'd probably say five years for a decent show, and then 10 years for something good.
like a cult classic.
Yeah, cult
All right,
classic.
guys, it's November 30th. It's the first part of our Dudes Like Us show, and it's kick-ass. We had a fantastic bourbon. We had a fantastic guest, Mr. Cash.
It's amazing.
Yeah, we're having a good time. Thank you, producer, Mr. Austin. We'll be back in a few minutes. We're going to take a break. I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
Jeff.
I'm Cash.
There you go.